In this video, I'm going to share with you the new SMMA strategy that we use to sell to a client for $7,000 and made him $40,000 in less than 2 months. All right, ladies and gentlemen, due to popular demand, in this video, I'm going to share with you how I had one of my clients pay me $7,000 to run a database reactivation for their company. Now, you might be saying, Justin, what in the world is the database reactivation? If you're new to the channel, we've talked about it in previous videos. I'll definitely leave some links down below that you should check out after this video just to get an understanding of how you can use this and the importance of how it can help you grow your agency. So what exactly is a database reactivation? A database reactivation converts dormant contacts into paying customers. Regardless of the industry, almost all businesses can generate repeat business. So to sum this up for you guys, you're just reactivating old customers a business already has. Most business owners already have lists of thousands of old patients, clients, and customers that they just don't do anything with. So all you're going to do is go to them and find a business that's been in business for a little bit and say, hey, give me access to your old list. And then you're going to reactivate it. And I'll show you how to do that at the end of this video. But the importance behind this is most business owners literally just collect leads and lists and numbers and don't do anything with it. And this is an easy way to get your client a fast ROI. So you can see over here on the left, there's actually a picture of the Stripe. $3 shy if you add it all up. It's $6,997. So my marketing material was a little bit different than the actual number, but 3-number difference. Hopefully you guys don't hold it to me too much on there. But point being is database reactivations are very solid. And more importantly, why would you want to do a database reactivation in the first place is I'm going to refer to it as DR. We use the DR method as a fast action bonus for anyone that signs up with us on the spot. Meaning, like, if we get on a call with someone and we throw it in as one of the bonuses saying, hey, well, we found the clients that make decisions with us on the call always tend to be the best clients. So for that reason, we're going to give you a free month worth of database reactivations. Now, Mr. Client, this is usually $1,500 a month, but we're going to give it to you for free just because we want to get you a quick ROI. And that usually puts people over the edge right away because you're giving them a service that they can immediately get results with. Whereas an actual campaign, it takes a little bit longer to set up sometimes. I mean, if you've ran campaigns, you understand what I'm talking about here is sometimes campaigns click right away. Sometimes it takes a while. So this is really good. We also use it as a tool to protect our asses, to be real with you. Because if you ever hear a client go, well, these leads suck, or things are really slow right now, you can go back to your client and have this as an ace in the pocket and be like, hey, okay, no worries, Mr. Client, I hear you. Let's get you a quick win right now as we optimize this campaign and plug you into one of our database reactivations. You'll be able to get clients right away. It's a really good tool to have. Even if you don't use it right away, it's a good tool to have in the back pocket. And the beautiful part behind all this is once you set it up one time, you're never going to have to do it again. Thank God for SOPs. Now, how in the world can you use a database reactivation? You can use a DR for clients or even your own company. I recommend that you do it with phone numbers. You can also do it with emails, but in the sake of this video and everything that we're referencing and what we did with our client, it was phone numbers. And more importantly, why would you want to use this is any business owner that's been in business more than a couple of years, they have a big list. And majority of business owners don't do anything with it because they're too busy, always chasing something else, trying to do something different. So this is where you come in and you just reactivate and get them more leads. And it's a really good side note for you since the holidays are coming up. It's really good to do this for the holidays. So you could have a big holiday special for this. It's actually an easy way to get an ROI for your client and start off the relationship the right way because we all know how important first impressions are. And when would you want to do this? You'd want to do this to just get clients in the door. You could have this as just a one offer by itself, like the main offer, or you could have this as an upsell, a downsell, a bonus, or like we were talking about before, just like that ace in the pocket, just in case anything ever goes bad. could always just have it there, to protect yourself and your business in case you have like a slow month or anything like that. And the type of clients that this works with is really anyone that has a list. I'll go over in a second the ones I've personally done it with, but anyone that has a list and ideally over 1,500 phone numbers. Again, you can do this with emails if you really liked, but what we found is phone numbers get the best because text compared to email, you get like a 90% open rate. Email, you get what, like a 20%, usually what people aim for. So obviously everyone's lists are different, but at the end of the day, what we found works the best, and I've done this with hundreds of clients, is phone numbers. So the clients I've done this with is gyms, chiros, weight loss, solar, restaurant, marketing agencies. Literally, I've done it for so many, and it always produces a fast ROI. So if you stick until the end, I'm going to actually show you how to set this up and how to do the right type of copy so you get good results. And as far as pricing, which I absolutely love because the margins are so high, meaning ideally when you do this right, your margins, you take home almost all of it. And I put 10% in there, and that's honestly being very generous because the 10%, it's realistically probably like 2 or 3%. Just all you have to factor in on this is if you're doing the phone numbers, your Twilio expenses, which is like the text messaging, and then also your VA expenses, because you don't want to be doing this yourself. You can literally just automate it so you don't have to do anything. And what I'd recommend to do with this is test the waters. The sweet spots we found are between $1,000 and $3,000 a month per 1,500 list, or however many people you want to have in that list. Now, the setup on how all of this works, I'm actually going to go into my computer here in a second and set this up with you, but very simple. Step one, you need to get the list of phone numbers from your client. Step two, you put them into a marketing campaign inside Go High Level. I'll leave a link down in the description down below if you want to get a free 14-day trial. And then step three, you reactivate it. It's really that simple. So let's just hop into my screen real quick and I'll show you how to set this up. All right, so we are inside my Go High Level over here, and this is a template that we have a snapshot in that we give all of our clients. So I'm going to share with you guys some stuff some people pay us some good money for. So make sure you take advantage of this. And if you don't have a high level account yet, again, there's a link in the description down below, free 14-day trial. Highly recommend you do it. Just go get it set up. And then a couple things you're going to have before you actually do the back end stuff is, number one is come to automations over here and then go to campaigns. And then under campaigns, this is how we have our setup. We use folders to say organize, but you can do whatever you want. All you have to have is 2 campaigns over here where you have the database reactivation first message and then the database reactivation offer. So the first message, and I'll go over the copyright here with you in a second, is like the actual first message that you send out with everybody. So it'll look something like this. And then also you need to have the database reactivation offer. So this is basically, once somebody replies, this is the message that they're going to get. And this can be anything, just acknowledging it. It could be pushing them towards a booked appointment. It could be pushing them to call you or have somebody on the office or whatever it is reach out. There's a lot of different things that you could go with in here. Now, really quickly, I want to go over the basics behind setting this up. Again, this is not a full copyright video lesson. This is strictly just to show you how to set this up. So basically what you want to have in here is, hey, first name, this is your client with whatever their client business is. So this is Justin with High Ticket Freedom. Just reaching out in regards to the holiday season. For the next 10 patients, we are offering a complimentary massage with your adjustment. All you have to do is reply with a quick yes, and we'll reach out and get you scheduled. Thanks. So this copy right here is basically just the offer. You're calling out the person, telling them the offer. And if they're interested, tell them to say yes. This part's very important right here, and I'll show you why in a second, but you have to have this because it's going to trigger the rest of this. So once you have that, it's in there, you're in high level, and turn it from draft to published. This is a dormant account, so we don't actually use this. But the next thing you're going to want to have is a trigger for your database reactivation as well right here. So when you come in here, you're going to click this, and all you have to do is change it so when a customer replies containing the phrase yes please or yes whatever it is, they just said yes in there, it's going to trigger and add them to a campaign. So basically what you're saying is when whatever keyword, just save that real quick, whatever keyword you use inside campaigns right here. So you could have this, yes, you could have this Xmas, you could have this HTF, you could have this Justin has the best hats in the market, whatever it is that you wanted to put here, that keyword is going to be right, needs to be right here. So it triggers it. So this one's yes. What's going to happen is when someone says yes, it's going to add them to the database reactivation campaign that we just set up. So that is the main things you have to have. Now, the next thing I'm going to share with you is actually how to go through the SOP and set it up properly so that this is just streamlined. All right, so now we are actually inside one of the SOPs that we have created for this procedure, and it runs literally on autopilot because we use SOPs. If you're not familiar with SOPs, we use Asana to create all of ours. We also use some Google Docs as well, but if you want to get more information on how to set this up and do this the right way, this is literally how my business runs on autopilot. I mean, you can see literally all these SOPs over here. Point being, I'm not going to go into it on this video. Let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd like to know in the future, because I do read all these comments. That is the only reason I'm putting this video out right now, is because a lot of you guys requested it. So with that being said, the first step you got to do is upload the client list into a Google Sheet. Most of the time, your client is going to give you a list, and you might have to do some cleaning up or whatever it is. Tell them to give you a CSV file of the list and make sure the name, email, and phone number is on there. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. A lot of times they'll give you other things. You can clean it up, have a VA clean it up, or tell your client to clean it up. We're pretty strict with our clients. We tell them, hey, all we need is name, email, phone number, and a CSV file. And then from there, what you're going to do, you're going to actually upload it into a list. So let me just show you how this works real quick. Is when you come over here, you'll have a new Google Sheet, you hit file, import, and then you just upload the client's list in here. And it'll upload. You might have to clean it up, but again, at the end of the day, all you want is name, email, phone number, and then you're going to create an extra one for tags. And I'll explain that here in a second. But basically, from here, you're going to download the list, import it into Google Sheet. You're going to highlight the main tabs. We do this with our VAs, just tell them to stay organized. So, if you wanted to actually stick with it on here, you could just go through here and highlight it, because we like things to be, organized, looking good. And there you have it from there. So the next part behind this is create a separate spot for tags. And then this is very important. And I'll leave a link down below where you can actually get this. But here are the equations that you're going to want to add into the text. So basically, if you want to do it in groups of 100, 250, or 50, then you'd want to use these codes. And I'll explain them in a second, but let me just go through here and show you how this actually works. So let's say we went right here. See how that says DR1? Let me just show you. So we'll say Justin Saunders, email justin@yahoo.com. Actually, let's put 888-999. And let's just imagine that there was, we'll do a couple of these just so we have them on here. Okay, you get the point. Now let's imagine that there was a list of, let's just say there was a list of 100 of these. Well, this equation right here is going to be in groups of 50. So every 50 people, it's going to go from DR1 to DR2 to DR3. And I'll show you how that looks. So when you scroll this down, so see how this is 53? It starts bringing up DR2. So it does it in groups of 50. Whereas if you did the other one, this would be groups of 100. So every 100, it would go from DR1 to DR2, then 250, DR2. Point being is this is a group, however many you want to do. I recommend doing 50. That's what we do. And the reason you want to do this, it'll make sense in a second when we upload this, because we're going to be putting into tags and then doing it based off tags, it'll make sense in a second. Let me just go back to this. So after you do that, the next step you want to do is download the Google Sheet into high level. So pretty simple, self-explanatory. You want to make sure the Google Sheet is good, and you want to download it as a CSV file and upload it into high level and add the tag of the date. So we'll go back over here. I would put the client's name, DR, whatever, right? And what you want to do is hit File, Download, CSV, download, come over here, and then in Contacts, you'll want to come over here and import contacts. And then that list that you just had, you're going to drag and drop right here. And then click next. And again, depending on when you're looking at this with high level, this version that I'm on right now is literally been updated about a week ago. I've been using it. So if you do get a tab on your high level that says, if you want to upload or update, just hit update. It'll look like this. It is a lot more convenient in my sake. Again, I've been using this software for literally since they've came out. So I like this one a lot better. It's a lot easier and a lot more organized. But as you go through here, wait a second, depending on how big your list is, it might take a minute, but just know, like, as you come through here, once this comes in, you're going to upload it, and I'll show you the next steps from here. All right, so once that is uploaded, it should look something like this. And all you want to do is what we refer to as mapping the fields. You want to make sure everything is green and it's mapped. So name, email, phone number. If it's not populating, that's the biggest and most important one right here, is you'd want to come in here and add it to phone. So it goes there, and then tag needs to be with tags. Click next. And then you can come up with a specific name if you'd like right here. Test client number 1. And then hit, if you want to put like a date, I always like to put like a date right here, just so you know. So like today, you could just put whatever date it is, put date here. Right. And then from there, you click submit. Now your file is being processed. What will happen is once these are done, they'll start populating right here, and you can see them show up. So see how they're right here, and the tags are DR1. Now, if we did this and we had literally a bunch of names here all the way to 50, like the ones after 50 would be tags DR2, and that's how you stay organized. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to show you how to do one reactivation. So you've added there, you have successfully gotten the numbers inside high level. Now, the next thing is you want to go and bulk request in high level and then actually send them out. So we're pretty much done at this point. We're just going to go and then we're going to automate it. So check this out. So we go into high level over here. And when you're inside high level here, there's a couple of different ways you could do this. Before, you could just go up to bulk actions and just do it all right there. But there's another way that you can do it. And what we're going to do is you're going to come over here to more filters, and then you're going to come over and you're going to go to actually tag right here. And when you're inside tag, all you want to do is make sure that you click and find DR1. So you can see how there's multiple ones here. We've done it for tests on this account, but when you hit DR1, see how all the people that are in DR1 here come up. Now, when you do this, you're going to click on here, and then you're going to select everybody in DR1. Again, you're going to be doing this for lists at a time. So you'd come in here and then you would add them to a campaign. So when you come in here, okay, proceed, you're going to add them to whatever the campaign is. So you'll see right here that we have the database reactivation offer, and that's what you'd want to set them in. So again, before you actually do this, let me go back, because I believe I talked about it earlier, but I wanted to make sure that we had this understood, because this is the most important part, is back under automations. is you have to have your database reactivation first message. This is basically the one I just showed you, is like, hey, this is X with Y. For the next 10 patients, this is what we're going to be doing, right? And then you want to make sure that that is actually published so you can do it. And then from there, you have your database reactivation an offer. Like, what happens after they say yes? So if they say yes, then the automation comes in play. Awesome. Secure your spot, schedule a time here, insert link. But just know you need to have this campaign in there as well. So realistically, you have two campaigns. The first campaign is a campaign that sends them the message. And then the second campaign is the reply message, basically. So for example, when they reply to the first one, as I showed you here, they reply yes, then you add them to the database reactivation offer. So let's just walk you through this and do a quick one just to show you how this works. So again, you come over here, go to more filters, you go to tag, and then you'd select the tag. You go to whatever DR it is, you do one. Now, none of these are actually going to show up because these numbers are not right. But basically what you do is just add them to campaign or workflow. Okay, proceed. We're going to add them to the first campaign that you have on there. So the first message is the one that we're going to do. I know I said offer a second ago, but like, you want to, whatever your campaign is for the first message, saying like, hey, so-and-so, this is XYZ. This is what you'd want. So we're going to do that. And then you could put right here, if you wanted to put the date right here, you could put date just to say organized. And then add to campaign and workflow. So when you do this, if you do this right, what you'll see happen is a couple things. One, you can go over inside automations over here and go to campaign. And what would happen is everybody that you added there, ideally it'd be 50, you would add them into the first message right here. And you can see like their status and everything. So you can see that it's sent. So if you wanted to just double check, you could click on the name and boom, check that out. Hey, this is so-and-so with so-and-so. Now, let's just say they replied yes. I don't think it's going to work since I'm replying, since this isn't the actual message. So whatever number this is, if someone replied yes, then what would happen is it would technically add them to this campaign and reply with, you don't have to do that, but then it would reply, awesome, secure your spot, schedule a time here. And then you would get people booked. Now, again, this is a great offer to have in play for upsells, downsells, even your main offer. We've sold it for some clients. And like I showed you at the beginning of this, we've charged $7,000 just to reactivate old lists. And it works really well. That's $7,000. We honestly could have charged a lot more because our client ended up making over $40,000 just from those reactivation lists. So this is an ROI feature that you can add to your program and even charge more than what you're worth. Watch this video a couple times if you have to. Send it to a friend that might be interested in learning this service themselves, because once you get it down, it's really good. And if you have any questions, just let me know down in the comments down below. I'd love to help out as much as I possibly can. And with that being said, go out there, sell this service, and let me know after you sell some services of this. With that being said, see you in the next one.